Join me as we ask Stephen, a young successful businessman who came to the mainland for his business, on what Sun Tzu really meant when he said, "War is like water." And that's your second lesson on how to get rich the Chinese way: strategic evaluation and understanding of the big picture. Stephen, Art of War, tell me about it.
Well, for me, Art of War then it means kind of a philosophy, Chinese philosophy to manage your business. And second of all, I'm really appreciated about the philosophy inside of it. It is talking about 兵贵神速,
right?
Especially in our modern lives, that everything is moving so fast. So you got to prepare everything going to be fast.
Right. Talking about being fast. So you were from Taipei,
yeah,
and you moved to Chongqing for the business. And how has the business been so far?
Well, for me, life is an art. And once I heard a sentence like, life is just like a box of chocolate.
Right.
And for me, this is my chocolate flavor, this kind of coffee stuff.
Right.
And I want to bring it to China, to Chongqing,
right,
to give the connection with the local people, with my uniques.
So baristaing is art?
Yes, of course, barista is kind of art. And for today, I'm going to show you the two examples. This one, you can know, this is a...
Makes me excited, actually.
Yeah, this is the Japanese style.
Oh, Japanese style.
Yes, we say siphon.
All right.
Yeah, so this is our original flavor. And this later on, I'm going to show you the modern one. It's going to be the dripping cafe. Has
Chinese of War have anything to do with how you manage your business or how you've become right now as a businessman?
Yes, of course. For me, like that, well, because like that for me, I mean, in the art of war, it's talking about you gotta have an enemy, you have the target. And so right now for me, I still find the first step about I want to find the target for me.
Right.
And I have already reached a part of age of listening things. Right. I find there's a customer here.
Well, what is that target? Are you talking about your own strength and weaknesses as a person?
Yes, I mean not only about my personality.
Okay.
Yes, also about my business, because as you can say, we are from Taiwan. And actually, we are kind of brand new stuff from Chongqing people.
Right, right.
Yeah. So for me, well, it's going to be very different. Right? It's going to be very different. You're gonna to suitable yourself to the new location, right? Right. So just like in Art of War, it talks about you got to know what you're doing. You got to know the weather. You got to know all the factors.
Yeah, calculations, right?
Yeah, calculation first.
Sun Tzu said, the essence of war lies in deception.
Yes.
Have you been practicing or living up to that principle of deception in doing your business? Perhaps in battling against your competitors in Chongqing. I mean, we've got other coffee shops here, factory, and you've mentioned one of them actually, and it's really, really big. They've got 33 branches in the city. Can you imagine 33 branches in one city? So how has this deception about war or warfare has ever helped you in thriving in this kind of environment?
Don't forget about the philosophy, the core concept about the art of war. What is it? It's not about to beat down your enemy.
All right, not beating down your enemy.
Yes.
But it's all about warfare. I thought you're gonna have to defeat your enemy.
Yeah, the warfare just kind of it's a strategy.
Right.
It's a very I won't say that ironic, but it's a very core concept of the art of war. It's talking about why you choose to rise up a warfare. That means that it is the baddest idea.
Okay.
Until the last step, you thinking about, well, it's the time to rise up the war. But at first, you're going to, how does it? You're going to make the aliens.
Oh, so you're saying that Art of War is not really about waging war
Yes.
at all times. There will be point in time when you're doing your business that you would have to focus first on what you have and your enemies, and you do not like fight head on with your enemies.
Yes.
So how do you do that? How do you survive with your competitor if you're not gonna fight head on?
Well, actually, for me, just like it is talking about, there's going to be the good sentence. I'm going to quote first. I'm going to quote first. It's
Yeah.
talking about you're going to keep the whole. In Chinese, it is 保全. This kind of a concept, it is not also about yourself. It's going to be your enemy. I want to make this as a coffee market going to bigger. It's going to be the blue sea strategy. It's
Did you say blue sea strategy?
Blue sea.
What is that?
Oh, the blue sea strategy is going to be the first philosophy of the Chinese art of food.
Okay.
That means you're going to keep your enemy turning it into your friends.
Right.
So how about like that? Yes. So how about thinking about like that? So
So
today,
making your enemy your friend
yes.
to defeat your enemy. All right. How did you do that?
How do I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so just like that, you have a drink in my coffee. Then later on, I'm going to recommend to you to my friend's coffee shop.
Okay.
You can try it there. I'm not
Alright.
afraid you can go to buy any coffee shop. I am not afraid you buy such a kind of coffee on the street. I am
Yes.
not afraid. Because you need coffee. I'm going to tell you that you need coffee, and your friends also need coffee. So how about thinking that of it? You're going to make the influence by your friend zone.
Right.
Yes. So
Right.
for just like that. So I'm going to make that influences for me. I'm going to introduce so much people. Come join to our coffee market.
Right.
You can find the good stuff. There's so much best things in your life in the coffee.
So you were saying that you can recommend me or my friends to go to your friend's coffee,
Yes, I'm not afraid.
who is actually also your competitor.
Yes.
And how does it help you gain more customer in the process?
Because I'm going to make the coffee market here is going to grow up as bigger. It's
Okay.
not big enough. For me, it's not big enough. Just like in Taiwan, you know what? There are going to be, I won't say this 100. It's going to be like the millions of coffee shops
yeah.
happening just in
Wow.
Taipei. Just in Taipei. So how big is Taipei? It's quite small as
Right.
compared with Chongqing city,
Yeah.
right?
But isn't it problematic when you think about it in the long run, when the market becomes big and there will be more people selling coffee? How can it help you in your business?
Because I understand myself, just like the Sun Tzu say, 知己知彼，百战百胜.
All right.
Yes.
Can you tell me about it more?
Yeah, 知己知彼，百战百胜. Then it means you have already know yourself and you have already know your target. That means you have know the market.
Oh,
So that it means you can choose by yourself.
right.
Yes.
So you created the market yourself, so you know how to actually operate in the market.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
So?
Interesting. So this is what I gathered from you. As according to Sun Tzu, your art of war,
Yes.
you really need to learn first about your weaknesses and strength.
Yes.
Understanding your passion, your interests, where you are good at and where you are not so good at. And you are saying that when you have all these things, it's the best time for you to go on to the market because you can decide how to play around the market.
Yeah.
And the deception in that process is that you're gonna have to gather and make the market bigger by making your enemies think that you're actually cooperating with them.
Yes.
But you have that agenda at the back of your mind saying that, oh, I actually know what's happening around.
Yes.
And so I would have the best strategy on how to approach the market later on when it's time for me to wage the war.
So as you can see, I know what I'm doing. I know myself. That I know what is my weakness, and also I know what I'm specialty for that.
Right. Thank you so much for your time. It's always humbling to be having an intimate chat with a person like you, a businessman, a very experienced
Yes.
in this art of war, because I think I know you majored in Chinese literature.
Yeah.
And you've applied this very well in your business, in your life, and it has helped you to become a much better person
Yeah.
and a much better businessman.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
No, cheers for coffee.
Oh, we say cheers too for the coffee.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Have you ever heard about Wheel of Life? I love this tool so much because whenever I use this with my clients during our life and business coaching sessions, they always have an instant visual of where they're at in life. As Sun Tzu said, the general who thinks long at headquarters wins the battle, while those who do not make calculations lose the battle. Why don't we try doing the Wheel of Life together? Perhaps you can also benefit from this one. I want you to imagine a pie chart and I want you to divide it into different segments, maybe 5 or 6, it's up to you. And you can label each segment as perhaps family, relationship, business, career, self-development, whatever you can think of that matters to you. Now I want you to take each segment in turn and take some few moments or some seconds to think about this area of your life on a scale of 1 in 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the happiest. I want you to mark how happy you are in that area of your life. Now I want you to pause this video. I know you don't want to pause this video, but I really want you to pause the video. It will just take perhaps a minute or 2. I really want you to do and be serious about that Wheel of Life exercise. You will need that later on and you will really love the result of that Wheel of Life exercise. How's the exercise so far? Where do you find yourself lacking? Which one has the lowest score? Is it your family, relationship? Perhaps you've not been talking to some significant people in your life, which may have affected the way you carry your daily task towards your ultimate goal. How about your spirituality? Are you feeling down? Have you been feeling depressed, demotivated? What riles you up? Whatever you've discovered in that exercise must have given you an instant visual of where you are at now in your life. But the good thing about it, it never stops there. It should never stop there. You can always adapt. You can always change. As Sun Tzu said, life or war is like water. It adapts according to the land it crosses. So you also have the ability, the capacity to change, to stop doing whatever you're doing right now, pause for a moment, and try to think of how you can be better in that area in your life you find yourself lacking or perhaps performing not so well. When you've discovered the whole picture, it's much easier to apply that philosophy of deception in warfare as your main tactic in winning the battles. Try to appear weak and try to stretch your enemy's traps so that they become vulnerable. But you've got to remember that when your enemy is strong at all points, you've got to stop or avoid waging war. And that is your second lesson on how to get rich the Chinese way. As Sun Tzu said, war is like water. So change as water adapts to the shape of the land it crosses.